there was a village where the people didn't have any food. They were hungry. It was a time of what they call famine, when the rain did not fall, the plants would not grow. And the people had saved a little bit of their food to give to the strongest person in the village, to take that little bit of food and to go on a journey to find food for them in another land. They only had a little bit of food left. So they chose the strongest person among them. Unfortunately, the person they chose, his name was Anansi. Now let me tell you something about Anansi. Anansi was the type of person, all he liked to do was eat. That's all he loved to do, eat. He took every opportunity he could to eat. He didn't like doing anything else but eating. And when the people went to him and they said, Anansi, we have a little bit of food left. You are the strongest among us. Take our food. Go on a long journey to find us something to eat. Anansi looked at the food that they were offering him and he said, give me the food. Give it to me. So they handed him the food. Anansi took the food, walked out of the village, sat beneath a tree, and do you know what he did? He ate every single bite of that food. And after eating that food, he stood up and he couldn't go back in the village because they trusted him to go find them something in a far off land. So he had to leave without any food to go try to find something for the people to eat. Bati o bati. Bati! So Anansi began to walk. And he walked, I think it was more than, he walked like 2, 3, possibly 4, 5. He walked more than 6, a total of 7 days he was walking. He was walking for 7 days, until he came to this road. So he comes to this road, he looks up the road, and he sees smoke. Now everybody knows where there's smoke, there's fire. So Anansi thinks, oh, they must be cooking something in that village up the road. So he starts running to that village. And when he gets to that village, okay, y'all are not going to believe me, but I just need you to bear with me for a moment, okay? Okay. When he gets to the village, what he discovers is a village of walking, talking bananas. Walking, talking bananas. They walk up to him and they say, stranger, welcome to our village. We've been waiting for someone to come in to eat us, but no one has come to eat us. And then they ask him, do you like bananas? Okay, do y'all like bananas? Yeah! Anansi says, I love bananas. So here's what he does. He starts shoving bananas in his face because he's so hungry. And he's getting bananas all over his face, his arms, his body, and he's putting bananas in his big pockets. He's got these really big pockets. He's putting bananas in his backpack. He's storing all these bananas away. And as he's eating and shoving bananas in his pockets, his backpack, his face, he stops. He stops. Because he looks even further up the road and he sees smoke. And everyone knows where there's smoke, there's fire. And he's thinking, this is just a silly village of bananas. I bet you they're cooking something better in that next village. So he starts running to the next village and he's thinking, I know it's going to be better. It's going to be better. So he's taking bananas out of his pockets and throwing them on the ground, because he wants to make room for whatever is in the next village. He's taking bananas out of his backpack, throwing them on the ground, because he wants to make room for whatever is in the next village. And then he finally gets to that next village.
Apples.
What he discovers
Fire.
is a village of walking
Talking apples.
apples. Give her a hand. She got it. The apples walk up to him and say, stranger, welcome to our village. We've been waiting for someone to come to eat us, but no one has come to eat us. Okay, do you all like apples? Yeah! Anansi says, I love apples. So he starts eating apples. He's shoving them in his face and he's getting apples smeared all over here. He's putting apples in his big pockets, in his backpack, and he's eating all of these apples, shoving them in his mouth when he stops.
Saw another fire.
Because he looked further up the road and he saw
Smoke.
And everyone knows where there's smoke, there is.
Fire.
So he's thinking, that first village was a village of what?
Bananas.
He said, this is a village of what?
Apples.
He said, it's getting better and better and better. So he starts running to that next village, and he's taking apples out of his pockets, throwing them on the ground, taking apples out of his backpack, throwing them on the ground, because he wants to make room for whatever food is in that next village. And he's running and running and running and running, and when he gets there, okay, you're really not going to believe this one.
Walking, talking, oranges.
How are you guys getting this? The oranges walked up to him and they said, stranger, welcome to our village. We've been waiting for someone to come and eat us, but no one has come to eat us. Do you like oranges? Okay, do y'all like oranges? Okay. So Anansi says, oh, I love oranges. I love. So he's shoving oranges in his face. He's not even peeling them. He's just eating them whole. He's putting them in his pockets, in his backpack, and he's shoving bananas and oranges. And he's got it all over here and here and here and here when he stops.
He saw smoke.
He saw smoke. And he thinks to himself, oh, it's getting better and better and better. The first village was a village of. Second village was a village of. He said, this village is a village of. He says, it's getting better and better and better. So he starts running to the next village. He's taking all of these oranges out of his pockets, throwing them out so he can make room for what's in the next village. He's taking oranges out of his backpack to make room for whatever is in the next village. And he's running, and he gets to that next village.
Walking, talking, race.
Bati.
Bati.
No. He is back home in his home village. Yeah. The people come running out. They said, Anansi is back. Anansi has returned. Oh, and they surround him. And they said, look at him. He has bought us food. Look at his face. It's covered in bananas. It's covered in apples. And he has even had
Oranges.
They said, Anansi, give us the bananas, apples, and oranges. Give them to us. Give them to us. And Anansi says, I don't have anything. And they said, but look at you. You have bananas, apples, oranges smeared all over your body, all over your face. What do you mean you don't have anything? And Anansi thinks quickly. He thinks really quick. Bati. He says, wait, no. But I have found a village where there are walking, talking bananas. If you come with me, I'll show it to you. So the people, they go with Anansi and they travel for many days. And then they see smoke up the road. Everybody knows where there's smoke, there is fire. Yes. So they run to the village and Anansi says, here's the village of walking, talking bananas.
There's nothing. They don't find it.
They don't find anything.
Nothing. Why?
Because he ate all of them.
And then they run further up the road where they saw smoke, and everybody knows where there's smoke, there's fire, because there, he said, here's the village of walking, talking apples. Why?
Because he ate them.
When they get to that last village of walking, talking oranges, were there any there?
No.
And why not?
Because he ate them.
Bati.
Bati.
You see? Anansi had an opportunity each time to get food for his people. But he only thought about himself. I'm going to tell you something. We have to be careful about only thinking about ourselves. Because when we only think about ourselves, you may not realize this. When you don't care about others, someone, somewhere in the world, someone you may not even know, suffers if you think like Anansi. Someone, somewhere in the world, may go hungry if you think like Anansi. Someone, somewhere in the world, may be cold at night and not have a place to stay if we all only think like Anansi. We don't think like Anansi because we listen with our
Hearts.
Bati.
Bati.